At some point, you will have to make a decision. Choose Yahawashi. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rachah Wadash. And double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule well, peace and blessings of the 144,000, and the hopeful elect, Shalom Barakathum. And I just wanted to speak a few words on the coming evil days, all right, which was spoken about in the book of Ezra as he inquired with the angel Uriel, about, what things would look like in the latter days, in the end times, okay? And he was basically told much more evil days are to come, and Ezra was told not to worry about those that were wicked, okay? He said this: the same must know it after death by pain. They've loathed our laws, okay? They rejected everything and said, don't worry about people that are more like thee, okay? And why did he say that? Is because you worrying too much about people that ain't right, that's going to be leaven, okay? You are going to have to make a decision, as a man in this thing, okay? You're going to have to make a choice at a certain point. It may start with your woman, it may start with your job, but eventually this system that we keep preaching about, the Karagma system, the MOTB, is going to be implemented, okay? And if you haven't resolved in your mind that you're rooted in Yahawashi, as the scriptures require us to be, all right, then when you get that pressure, that resistance, you're going to be blown away, man. Your house is not built on the chief cornerstone, okay? You are rooted in something else. You don't know what that something else is, then you're already screwed, okay? You're built on sand, on a pile of bricks or a pile of wood, instead of being rooted in Yahawashi, man. Those men that stood stiffly for Yahawashi, they were rooted. How do you stand stiffly? Okay? By being rooted in this thing, man. Okay? And if you're truly rooted, you can face death and overcome it. All right? That's when it speaks about we've overcome death in Isaiah 25. I believe it's in a couple places in Revelation as well, where we overcame death. All right, what is that talking about? That means we stared down the barrel of death, man. Okay, yeah, it's talking about Esau as well. We overcome, the Edomite empire and kingdom, but individually, we're gonna have to face death, man. The potential of it. Our way of life is going to be threatened and or even ripped from us, where we're going to have to lean on the scriptures, man, being wholly led by our faith, man. Okay, so ask yourself, are you of the household of faith? Okay, or are you just angry at the so-called white man? Okay, there's a big difference. Okay, we're not just angry for the sake of being angry. Okay, we have a righteous anger that the Lord afforded us because the Lord is angry with this devil, man, in this kingdom. Okay, we're not just a bunch of emotional, angry men that are rash and short-sighted and hasty. Okay, no, the real men of the Lord require patience, man. It requires wisdom. It requires prudence. Okay, and as the scriptures say, who goes to build a house and have not counted the cost? Okay? Meditate on the things that our forefathers went through and the things that we will most likely go through to some version of it. All right? Because at a certain point, you will have to choose, man. Okay? You may have to choose before somebody presents you with that thing in your right hand or your forehead. Okay? You may have to give up a job. You may have to give up a woman. You may have to leave from off your family. Okay, you may have to cut some people off. All right, whatever it is, the Lord is going to require for you to choose Him at the end of the day, man. Okay, because how sad is it that the Most High chooses you, but then you on the fence about whether or not you choose Him. Okay. And the only way for us to truly know is to face death. Okay, is to stare death in the face and say, take my life. if that's what's required of me, man. Now, we know for the vast majority of brothers, some brothers have finished their course and in the spirit world and will be taken into prisons to be beheaded, you know. But we know the vast majority of us, the Lord is not even going to have us suffer death, okay? But he needs that willingness, just like Abraham. Okay, he didn't have to give up his only begotten son, or not only begotten, but you know, his son Isaac, which was the seed that would go through, which where his blessing would go through. But he was willing to, you see, and that's why the scriptures tell you, they that love not their lives unto death, man. And then Yahawashi said, those that seek to save his life shall lose it, and those that are willing to lose their life, we were going to inherit eternal life, man. That's powerful, man. That's beautiful. It's spiritual, man. Okay? Because we have to see the bigger picture where everybody else doesn't. Why do you think in Isaiah 33 and 6 it says wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of our time? Okay? And we go into how that stability, that peace of mind is going to be basically a spiritual power. Why do you think that is, man? Okay? Because we see a much bigger picture. These people cannot fathom what we're getting ready to inherit, okay? And so they're gonna be in chaos and confusion, man. That's in 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter, okay, where the Lord is gonna have confusion to flourish everywhere, man. Okay, you know, where mischiefs and calamities start stacking on top of one another, man. Okay, they ain't gonna know what's going on, who's what. Okay, and we're gonna be the complete opposite, insulated from these things, man. But you have to have that faith. You have to know what you're a part of and really let that sink in, you know, because we will have a choice to make. We do have a choice to make. Okay, so hey, when that time comes, pray the Spirit of the Lord is with you, as I always say, man. I'll end it there. That's really the only thing on my spirit. I just wanted to you know, speak on that, you know. So brothers, hold the line, man. Keep the faith. Build yourself up. Hey, and pray for fewer days. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. On to the next. Shalom.